Mr. Bhomik, what do we make of these protests which have erupted across India? And did we take our eye off the ball in Bangladesh?
Well, these protests all across India is an understandable reaction to the very gory killing, the very, very brutal killing of Dipu Chandra Das. The important aspect of this killing, which I need to flag, is that this man sought shelter in a police station. And police took him under their custody for a while and then handed him back to the violent mob when the mob encircled the police station and demanded that he be handed back. Now, this is not how police functions. The job of the police is to protect people who are in danger and not to hand them over to a mob who obviously looking to lynch this person. So this actually goes on to prove that there is absolutely no law and order in Bangladesh. The Yunus administration, despite all its glib talk, cannot conceal the fact that Bangladesh has been taken over by a mobocracy. There is no democracy in Bangladesh. Obviously, Yunus is not an elected government. It's an interim government, and Karthikeyan is an interim government. There is no provision for an interim government in the Bangladesh constitution. Now, Yunus is going to hold an election along with a referendum, which again is illegal because there is no provision for a referendum in the Bangladesh constitution. So, the authority conducting this election due in February 12th is illegal. And what they are going to do, a referendum along with an election, is also illegal. And therefore, Yunus is collaborating very closely with the Jamaat-e-Islami and other hardline Islamic forces because he desperately wants to be president. That will get him immunity from prosecution. He has been sued before. There are many cases of financial irregularities, embezzlement, money laundering against him. And obviously, after he took over as the head of the interim government, many conflict of interest cases where he has granted favors, undue favors to his Grameen group of companies. So he wants immunity from prosecution, which is possible if he becomes president. Secondly, as president, he will be the supreme commander of the armed forces. That's very, very important in Bangladesh. So Yunus wants to be an important factor in the days to come in Bangladesh. He wants he wants to be in the power sharing kind of an equation and matrix. And Jamaat wants Yunus because Jamaat will be seen as a party of mullahs, and they want a Nobel laureate, somebody who talks in good English, sweet talk, naive Western opinion can be swayed by him. So Yunus needs Jamaat, Jamaat needs Yunus. They are made for each other. And who is the sacrificial goat? The sacrificial goat of the people of Bangladesh. Hindus have been attacked, but more than that, what about Sufi mazars? More than 80 Sufi mazars have been vandalized because it's the Sufis who brought Islam to the Bengal frontier and popularized it. A syncretic brand of Islam which is tolerant rather than the very, Wahhabi Salafist brand of Islam which we see elsewhere in the Middle East. That was not the Islam of the Bengal frontier, but over a period of time, and you are right in a way when you flag it, that this has not happened yesterday, this has happened over a period of time. And various different governments which have been in power trying to pander to these hardline Islamists, they have made huge mistakes. But now, Yunus, for all his global image, Nobel laureate, see, let me tell you something. If he's such a huge economist, he would have got a Nobel Prize in economics, not in peace. Now tell me, in which part of the world has he been involved in any kind of peacemaking, any conflict zone? So, in a way, he is a creation of some other forces, which you can guess. The point here is, he has no mass base. The party he created has no mass base. So he needs these hardline Islamist radicals to come and become president. And they need him because they need a global image manager. And the people of Bangladesh are suffering. It's not, as you said, a lot of Hindus have been killed, but a lot of Awami League people. Awami League leader has fled the country. His wife is raped and it's videotaped and then circulated on social media. So this is the level of barbarism to which Bangladesh has descended in the last few months. And Yunus must take responsibility for this.
Okay, Professor Joshi, apart from the fact that there has been outrage in India and there is a systematic way in which the Hindus have been attacked, do you think that we also look at the Bangladeshi history in a very emotional way? We need to dealing that from our perspective. For example, if we read the Direct Action Day, Mujibur Rahman was deputy to Sohrawardi in 1946. So after all, there was a large Muslim League sentiment already existing in Bangladesh, which we don't think that it ever existed, because we think Bangladesh from post 1971 perspective, not taking into account that even Mujib was part of Muslim League. He had an history. It's a documented thing what he felt about the way riots broke out after the call for Direct Action Day by Sohrawardi. Those sentiments were already there on the ground.
Yeah, definitely, those sentiments were there on the ground. Muslim League was strong in Bangladesh, but 71 war between between East Pakistan, which became Bangladesh, and Pakistan. See, things change also. I'm saying, you look at Ahmad al-Sharra, he was an ISIS guy. Today he's recognized as the president of Syria, and he is welcome. So I'm not going to be one of those who believes that there can be no change, or that in his childhood he was this and that. My point is very simple. My point is, whether we like it or not, a restoration of stable democratic Bangladesh is in India's interests. The two countries are linked by geography. They are linked by trade. They are linked by connectivity and also security interests. So the question is, we have to find a way out of this situation that has been created there. Now, as far as the Jamaat Islami is concerned, the Jamaat Islami's role we know in 1971. And also we know that in the last year, the Jamaat Islami has taken advantage of the situation. I think they won the elections in the Dhaka University as well, the Islamic Chhatra Shivir. They won the elections there. So they have got a systematic way of working across the country, through their activities, through their madrasas, and through their financial institutions. They have been working overtime. So earlier, they required the assistance of BNP to put themselves forward. But now I'm doubtful whether they will even look at the BNP. They will want to emerge as a force in themselves. This is a big challenge to us, because we know what Islamists have done in Bangladesh in the past, meaning in the 1990s and 2000s, Islamist terrorists utilized, sent by the ISI, utilized Bangladesh as a base. So they were based supporting separatists in India. For example, Ulfa was supported by them. And there were other Islamist terrorist actions that took place across India, where people who came in from Bangladesh were involved. So it is an important matter of security for us, and also the security of our northeastern states. So I think we need to be very careful in handling this, and I think the government is right in adopting a wait and watch mode. Let's see what happens with that election on February 12th.